Hello, guys. So, welcome back to the live session. This is your host, Jessica, with a usual Sunday live session, 1 hour session. You can call me on the WhatsApp number. The number is in the live chat there. And as per the usual normal sort of course, so I'll be taking a live question from yourself, whether that's regarding civil engineering, immigration to the UK, current situation in the UK, whatever you like to discuss. So you can type them in the live chat there, or you can call me on that WhatsApp number. Apart from there, the topic for today is I'm gonna just touch upon the civil engineering projects from inception to completion. What are the different actually stages involved, and what are the different stakeholders involved? And obviously, if you are a civil engineer out there, I mean, where your contribution comes at a different stage, at different levels as well. So that will be the topic here. And actually the topic comes from one of the subscriber, Asim Khan. So thank you very much, Asim, if you are not live here. So I took that on board. Actually, that was quite interesting topic. So guys, I mean, if you want me to discuss something, so do let me know in the comment section, so I'll take that definitely on board. As said, I mean, this topic came from Asim Khan. So Asim, again, yeah, thank you very much. And I will just start with the topic of today: civil engineering project from inception to completion, the different stages involved, the different stakeholders involved. This is specific to UK sort of projects I'll be talking about. So you do comment in the live chat there as well if you got any questions. So I'm sure, yeah, I can get back to yourself there as well, but I will quickly wrap up this topic here. So let's begin with the what are the different stages, how the civil engineering project evolve actually from very inception, very initial stages in the UK. So the different stages, I mean, that goes through those stages, the stage gates. And before proceeding to the next stage, there's a gate stage review as well before proceeding to the next stage. So I'll be talking about the very stage one. Stage one, actually, we call it the output definition. So what it means, actually, it comes from the client, basically what they want. Actually, for instance, I mean, if they want a building somewhere, they want a station, or they want a bridge, so they want to define exactly what are the pros and cons, and why do they need them, the project. I mean, that's where it starts, actually, the initial project. And it's going through the different iteration between the client themselves. So at this stage, no designer or no construction is involved. It's completely with the client. Basically, that's it. With the client, they need to define actually what they need, I mean, to benefit the crowd out there. So if there's a bridge, so they need to define actually what are the benefits for the crowd there, whether that's going to reduce the timing, what are the implication on the environment, what that will reduce the carbon footprint, actually reduce the speed, actually the amount of distance between the 2 points, economic sort of reasoning there. So this is the output definition, which sits with the client, and they need to define why do they need actually the project there. So that's the first stage. Again, only the the stakeholder here is the client here. The next stage comes the next stage is feasibility study. So after the project is defined, that they need basically a bridge there, for instance. I mean, for example, they need a bridge somewhere there. So the definition is completed by the client. The next stage, which is feasibility, again, this sits with the client. Also, they can hire different sort of companies there to do feasibility on their behalf. But again, at this stage, no such design involved, no such construction involves at this stage as well. So at feasibility stage, they need to see the cost benefit analysis. Is it possible to build that project at all? I mean, that's where the feasibility comes in. What are the different pros and cons? I mean, if they build that project, what are the benefits, and what are the basically the cons actually of building that construction, or that bridge there. So these are the feasibility that they need to see from different perspective. That is a possible sort of objective can be achieved. Again, at this stage, as said, I mean, no construction and designers are involved. So it comes to the next stage after feasibility. Yeah, it's confirmed that, yeah, the actually the project is needed, so feasibility is completed. So the next stage comes along, and that is called optioneering stage. By optioneering means, for instance, I mean, I said, if the client wants a bridge somewhere, so the optioneer comes that what are the different options that can be built upon. So a bridge can be built basically, whether it's an arch bridge, is a cable stayed bridge, simple supported bridge. So these are the different options. Different materials comes in place in picture as well, whether they need a steel structure, masonry structure, concrete structure, composite structure. So these are the different options, and that's where the stage 3 comes along. And at this stage, the designer gets involved, actually. So one of the consultants. So if you are a design engineer out there, basically civil engineer design, so that's where you get involved within the project. So stage 3, that's the optioneering. So you will present the different options, yeah, to the client. Basically, these are the different options available for yourself. These are the pros and cons for each option. And from there on, the client will get basically the idea which one they should go for. Obviously, they now go three or four different options there, and they will see the pros and cons for each option, which you as a designer or the consultant, they will provide to the client. That's where they need to pick one option from there to progress to the next stage. And the next stage, which is the stage 4, we call it the option development stage, or the AIP, approval in principle stage, which is basically the from the optioneering. So you take one of the preferred option by the client, and that gets developed basically into more detailed sort of stage. Again, I mean, this is developed by the designer, the consultant. So if you are a design engineer, you will get involved at this stage, and you will develop basically further. For instance, I mean, if you are considering a bridge there, and that's a concrete or composite bridge there, so you will identify the member sizes, the length, the width, everything, yeah, I mean, at this stage. So you will provide the concepts there, how that would be evolve in detailed design stage. So that's where the AIP comes along. So AIP generally is a document. I mean, you present everything in a document plus the design drawings as well. So you will produce calculations, the drawings, design drawing at this stage, and that will get basically for approval for the client. And once that AIP gets approved, you go to the next stage, which we call the detailed design stage, stage 5. So the detailed design stage is as if, I mean, you are going into full-fledged design, and you go up to that stage where that can be built on site. So we call it approved for construction. So AFC, approved for construction stage. So you develop all the details from design perspective, how each member will be actually designed, the sizes, the reinforcement details, and how that can be built on site. That's where the next stage, basically the detailed design, comes along. And from there on, once the AFC is approved by the client, that goes to the next stage, which is called stage 6, which is the construction stage. So construction phase, a test and commissioning, that all comes into the stage 6. And that's where the contractor gets involved, basically. So they have their input from there on. Obviously, the designers have completed their design, detailed design, and that needs to be built now. And that's where the contractor comes in picture, and they will be built, taking, yeah, those AFC and built on site. So all involvement there is interface between the designers and the contractor will take those AFC and build on site. If they have any queries, that's where the interface comes between the designers and the contractor. So if you are construction project managers, or yeah, any site engineers, that's where you get involved basically at this stage, actually stage 6, where the project gets basically built on site. That's where your involvement comes along. And from there on, basically all the grip 6 stage, basically you build the whole site, you test them, you commission them as well. And the next stage after that comes about the hand back to the client. So you don't you basically test everything there, you build the side, build the bridge there, and you hand back basically what you build there on site, you hand back that over to the client. That's where the client accepts, I mean, if there's no sort of defects or anything. So there's a defect liability sort of time period there as well for the client. So if that basically goes along, and then you hand back there, That's where the it backs the liability goes back to the client from their own, and they take the ownership from their own. And that's how the different sort of, yeah, the stakeholders involved at different stages. So this was the question actually that came from Asim Khan about the different aspects, basically where the state, where the civil engineering, yeah, project gets started and where it ends. So you will see yourself basically, if you're a civil engineer, where you get involved with the project. Obviously beyond the door, beyond the yes, the main front, actually the lots of background, yeah, exercise that happens as well in the background. And that's where you don't get involved until it gets to the stage 3 optioneering stage as a designer, and you get involved from there stage 3 up to detailed design as a designer. And from there on it goes to the construction, where the site engineers and construction project managers come in play. And from there on, after completion, that go back to the client. So that was the whole concept there. If you still go specific questions about the specific sort of stage, so do comment here. And we got now a few questions here. So guys, I mean, you can call me on the WhatsApp number as well. And as I mentioned there, you can call on that number, and you will get priority obviously if you call me on the number. But let's crack on with the questions. There are a few questions already there. So a question is from Tarun Krishna: please review my resume and would like to get suggestion from you. Thank you, Tarun. Yeah, Tarun is actually one of my, yeah, I had a one-to-one session with Tarun, and he shared his personal CV. And he's just asking for that. Yeah, Tarun, I do remember. I promised that I'll review it today or over the weekend, which is still, yeah, it's Sunday. It's still a weekend, so I'll give you feedback on that, your CV as well. From Sahil: hello sir, how are you? I'm good, very well, thank you, Sahil. I'm a fresher right now and want to do master in construction project management. Is this course suitable for fresher? Brother, there is no such thing like, I mean, fresher. Obviously if that is your interest, project management, it doesn't matter whether you're a fresher or you got experience. Go with your sort of, yeah, whatever your interest is in. I mean, if you're interested in construction project management, and now literally I've just explained, I mean, where as a construction project management you get involved with a project in the UK, so you know where you sit actually within the whole frame there within civil engineering projects here in the UK. But in terms, just to answer your question, yeah, definitely there's no harm. I mean, if you're a fresher, it doesn't mean you can't go into the construction project management. Certainly you can go in either any of the field, I should say, in civil engineering. So there's no harm. Next question is from Adnan Khan. Assalamu alaikum, sir. Is MSc construction project manager better or structure in terms of job prospect? Very common question about, yeah, brother, which one is better from job perspective? Generally, my answers remains the same actually when I answer these sort of type of questions. That first, yeah, identify which one, yeah, better suits yourself, basically where you want to see yourself in the future. I mean, if you're interested in project management sort of side, which completely actually comes like as a contractor, as a construction sort of side, so you will manage, yeah, the construction sort of, yeah, dealing there, which is completely different than the structure is basically the design stage, which comes with the consultant sort of, yeah, only the office space sort of, yeah, side. So identify your niche, where you want to sit yourself into the future. In terms of the job opportunities, I'm sure, I mean, it's not a secret at all, brothers. In terms of finding a job, I mean, you need to go through the process, whether you are construction project management, you are structure, you are civil, you are environmental, you are highway transportation, whatever your niche is, basically you still need to go through the same process. In terms of the opportunities, they are well basically scattered around. I mean, I won't say like structures are more opportunities than the construction project management, because civil engineer, if there's a projects going on, I mean, they would need need structural engineers, they would need construction project managers, they would need civil engineers, they would need environmental engineers. So in a single project, I mean, you would need everyone there. So obviously, if a projects are going on, which I can see actually in the civil engineering industry, I mean, lots of projects that they are ongoing, and I can see in the near future as well that they're booming actually, the civil engineering industry. So the opportunities are there. It's completely up to yourself to identify your niche, where you want to see yourself, and excel in that specific field. I mean, that is the best I can give you advice there. Just identify, like, I mean, if you want to go construction project management, make sure you want to expert yourself in that sort of field. I mean, that's what you need actually in the UK. You need to be expertise in a single specific field. So construction project management, obviously your communication, your health and safety, your leadership qualities, that's what comes in picture basically, if that's what you want to see. If you want to go to structure engineering, obviously your design, analysis, software sort of skills, that comes, yeah, paramount, very important for yourself. I mean, to expertise expertise in those sort of, yeah, niche there. So it completely depends where you want to see yourself in the future, and in terms of opportunities, they are well around actually. So I won't say one is better than the other, so not a straightforward answer there, but yeah, that's all I could say. The next question is from GZR11. What do you love about civil engineering? What has been your most emotionally rewarding project? Brother, because when I started my career, obviously, I mean, I did MSc in structural engineering, and that was my sort of, yeah, really, I was really keen to go into the like a big sort of fancy bridges, cable stayed bridges. I mean, that's where drove me towards, yeah, my MSc in structural engineering. But unfortunately, I mean, the industry, I mean, the way it works, that wherever you get the first opportunities, that's where I was actually. I didn't had any sort of, yeah, help at the time, and I didn't had anyone actually leader to guide me. I mean, how I can tell in my future. And the first opportunity I got after completion of my structural engineering, I got into the civil engineering industry. And obviously for the few years, I would say 3 4 5 years, I had no idea at the time actually where my future is going. And that's where I was really frustrated basically. But at that stage, I don't know where I'm going actually, where is my future. And that really basically put me down at that stage, because I didn't know about my future. But I identify myself after 5 6 years. I mean, I identify myself, okay, I need to excel now. I have 4 5 years experience in the civil engineering industry. I need to excel in the same field now. I know a bit of a background now. I went to the next stage, and that was my a chartership. And believe me, that was my highlight of my career when I did the chartership there. And I excel actually from there on. And from there on up, I had like really good sort of projects involvement, because I became like a team leader sort of from there on. So I was involved with the projects where I had to lead the different teams. I mean, from different sort of, yeah, like a background. I mean, from different offices, and that could be from India, from Middle East, from in the UK. And that was really sort of, yeah, aspiration for myself after the chartership. And that's where it get me to that stage that I realized, okay, I can do that basically. Initially, I mean, I said, when I started, I never thought I will get to that stage. Like that was more towards the design manager's role, we call it. So it was more managing the design rather than doing myself all the design. So I would have like design teams from London, from Birmingham, from India, from Middle East, and I would manage them. Actually, had regular meetings with them, how to deliver the design, and just guide them. Basically, this is the program, this is what we need to deliver, and guided them. And that's where I started my career. But the highlight of my actually, which I'm really proud of, when I got opportunity in Middle East, and I actually from UK, I went to Qatar, Doha, and that was I read the Goal Line Metro Doha Doha project. Actually, that's where I was a package manager there. Obviously, I was here in the UK. I had experience of 7, 8 years in the UK. But when I went to the Doha and I saw actually the scale of project there, actually that was starting from scratch there. I never thought, I mean, I would have got this opportunity within the UK at all. So when I got that experience, obviously there was a big change actually in my sort of the way we work in the UK. And when I went there, and the interface with different people, lots of people from India, Pakistan, Philippines were there, actually interaction with them, the different attitude there, the different sort of client they're facing, that completely changed my mind actually, how different people work actually in fact, yeah, it was the same industry. I was working in the civil structure engineering industry, but when I saw that sort of basic creation from there from scratch, you're building something like in Doha, which is the capital of Qatar, and you're building the tunnel under the main sort of high-rise buildings there. I mean, that's when I get involved with that project, that's really got me to the stage that, wow, basically this is something I wanted. That was a dream actually, to work on a projects which I never thought like keeping we are being in the UK. I would ever imagine. I mean, to work on those sort of projects there. But yeah, that was the main highlight of my career when I got involved with that as a package manager. So I was managing the tunnel package there. Basically, I was involved with, yes, delivering that design package there. But after that, coming back to the UK, it's just, yeah, the similar roles I've been doing actually for the past 5, 7 years now. It's been about 7 years. I'm back from the Middle East sort of, yeah, patch there. And it's been really great. Like, I mean, I would say financially, I'll give you a bit of insight financially as well. Obviously, that's important. So when I started my career, I was, yeah, definitely. I don't want to keep you in the dark. I was struggling financially. Obviously, the initial sort of, yeah, stages. I mean, you would earn enough. I mean, give you enough to survive basically, especially if you got your family here as well, like, I mean, dependents, yourself as well here in the UK. So that would be good enough to survive. Only you won't, yeah, basically live a life like a luxury life, or you would imagine actually working as an engineer in the UK and you will have a luxurious sort of life. No, it's just forget about for initial stages. It came actually when I did my chartership. That's where I thought a different sort of, yeah, side of basically how can I be financially stable from there on. Obviously, I was working for 6, 7 years at that stage, but as I wasn't still stable. I should say, I hadn't enough money. I mean, to live the life where I wanted to see myself. That's where I changed actually my perspective from permanent jobs to the contract jobs. Lots of risk there. Obviously, that was a mind-blowing sort of, yeah, mindset from there on, because all the way you're working permanently and you had no stress of, yeah, leaving or losing your job. Basically, that's the way. I mean, that's the reality when you go onto the permanent job. As long you deliver, you got no problem at all. I mean, you will stay there forever for rest of your life. And I've seen people actually, they're quite happy to stay there forever actually in the permanent jobs there. But obviously, I see actually in the permanent jobs, I wasn't earning enough and my income wasn't good enough basically. I mean, to get the life what I wanted. And that's where I shifted myself to the contractor sort of side. And the contractor means there's lots of risks involved, because it depends on your job. So specific jobs you will be hired for. So for instance, I mean, if there's a bridge, I mean, there's a new bridge, I mean, that they want to build, so you will be hired specific to that project. And when that project gets finished, you are gone basically. You need to find another sort of contract. I mean, that's how risky that is. And even during the project as well, I mean, if there's something happens, like, I mean, if there is a constraint on the financial from the client, that gets actually shoved the project, and you lose your job basically. You lose your contract as well. That's where it's really risky. But I identify basically when I got chartered, identify I can take that risk now because I got the experience now, and I'm sure, yeah, I can work around now different sort of, yeah, clients now. If I lose one job, at least I give myself a month or so, that within a month I'm able to find a new job, a new contract basically. And in fact, yeah, that's where my mindsets, yeah, changed from there, from the permanent job to the contractor. And believe me, since then, yeah, I never looked back basically. I've been contracting for the past, yeah, 6 7 years now, and I'm losing job basically, I'm losing contract. But it's just, yeah, as a part of the life, as a part of the game. Now I know, yeah, I can survive without a job for a month or two. If I don't get a new contract, that's fine. Yeah, I can live with that. But I'm sure, yeah, within, like, I mean, I've been in the industry for 16 17 years now, so I know how to find the job now. So I know the tricks now, how to deal with different sort of, yeah, project. And I know the actually the live projects here, I mean, that give me the advantage actually. So where to apply straight away to the client. So I literally know the know-how. And that's how you get to know as well. When you get into the industry, you understand actually where you were actually, where the live projects are, who's involved with that project, who's the client, who's the designers and the contractor. So you get involved straight away to those sort of clients there. And that's where it's really important to keep up to date to yourself as well. That's where you get to know basically the different projects, and that give you opportunities, I mean, to get involved with the recruiter straight away. And you can ask the question straight away. I mean, that's like a HS2 is live, so I can ask straight away, like, what's the opportunities HS2 actually, who's working on that. And obviously HS2 goes from London all the way to Manchester. So I can choose basically, is there any opportunity in London? Obviously I know, yeah, the HS2 is live there as well as in Birmingham. So if I'm interested in Birmingham area, I can straight away ask the question there, is any opportunity on HS2 in Birmingham, because there's a hub there. That's how you get around actually. When you get involved within the industry here, you know the live projects, and you go basically, you actually specified your area there basically. And that's exactly what happened actually, what how I'm choosing actually my future as well. Now I'm currently working for my client actually. Again, I'm contracting now, and my client is actually based in, like, in the north. I'm completely in the south basically. So I never been there actually. I never met my client, but actually I'm working from home. And that's where the beauty of now the, well, I would say the positive from COVID, I would say, is that I can work from anywhere. Like, I can work for any clients, even from overseas as well. Actually, I got, yeah, for your information, I get offers from overseas as well. And they said, yeah, you can work basically online from the UK as well. Obviously I didn't get involved myself to that though, overseas sort of clients at this moment. But now the opportunities are immense there, due to the actually this COVID. Now everyone knows, yeah, it can be done online. I mean, you don't need to be there in the office all the time. We are at the stage basically where everything can be optimized. So, and this is the optimization. Everyone, like, I mean, we do meetings, or meetings on the Teams. And yeah, these are the platforms, and you can share your design, your sort of input straight away, no matter where the clients are, no matter where that my staff is. I mean, it doesn't matter, I mean, where they are. And we just share our screen and we discuss, yeah, whatever it needs to be. And even the same way when we deliver the project, I mean, it's just gets through through the live streams there. And it's just open the field, I mean. And that is the future. In the future, I can't see, I mean, there will be like a 9 till 5, you would go to the office. I completely already I've made up my mind, I'm not going to go back to that stage at all. Because recently, I said, I mean, I had the new contract a couple of months ago. And at the initial stages, actually at the interview stages, I told the client, actually during the interview, I said, this is where I am. I'm based in south, you are based in north. There's no way you would expect me to be in the office. I mean, if you accept that sort of, yeah, basically that clause there in your contract, I'm happy, I mean, to accept the offer. And actually they know, actually it's been working for the past couple of years now due to the COVID. And the projects are happening, everything get delivered, so that they had no issues actually. And that's where I started. I signed off the contract. Currently it's going well. I'll keep you posted basically if there's any sort of any problems, I mean, down the line. But what I can see, the future is like this. Actually, you will work from anywhere in the world, actually, and no matter where the client sits. And that's exactly where the future is. I've gone too far, brother GRZ11. I think I've gone too far. I was really excited to share my sort of background where I am. And in terms of money wise, I would say permanent staff. If you want to keep yourself to the permanent and you want an easy life, like, I mean, sit somewhere in the sort of, like in a specific sort of area, you don't want to move yourself, permanent is a perfect. I mean, you will there forever basically. And as said, you deliver the subject, whatever the client is asking from you, forget about, you will lose your job. I mean, you will be there forever. I mean, that's how it how it works. But obviously, if you want to earn more money, and if you are in that sort of phase, basically you want to move from one project to the other, you want to basically you want to take risks as well, high risks, then contractor is the way. Actually, contracting, you can go and choose that contracting side, I mean, where you can earn money as you will be at risk as well. So the next question, let's move on. There's a number of questions there. So the next question is from Gamey. Hi sir, which branch in civil engineer have the highest job scope in the UK right now? Civil engineering. So civil engineering is the best, guys. No matter whether you are civil, you are structure, you are construction project manager, you are environmental, you are highway transportation, whatever, your choices. When it comes to getting the job, you need to go through the same process. So you need to clear the interview. Obviously, your CV, you need to make sure you have the good CV. You need to clear the interview, and you must have the eligibility to work in the UK. I mean, that's what you need. And in terms of opportunities, they are scattered all around. As said, I mean, if there's a project, civil engineering project, they would need all the different branches. Basically, they would need structural engineer there, they will need civil engineer, they would need environmental engineer, they would need everyone there. So and I can see our projects are booming now, the civil engineering projects. So I hope that helps. Next question is from Girish Kumar. How do you think the prospects of highway design planning engineer is in the UK now? And how in the UK companies thought process is now in hiring international staff from India at Mr. Pending? Brother, in terms of highway transportation, as I said just now, it's good. Highway transportation, I mean, it's never stopping. Obviously, subject there, the highway transportation maintenance is something actually that happens no matter what. Actually, maintenance is going to be there forever. Brother, stay there. Let's take this live call. Hello, brother, you are live with JK. Can I take your name and your question, please?
Hello, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Sir, my name is Anuj.
Hi, Anuj. How are you?
So I'm fine. How are you, sir?
I'm very well, thank you very much, Anuj. Anuj, you topped the list again. You are the first caller. How can I help?
Thank you, sir. Sir, it's always a pleasure to talk with you.
And it's my pleasure to talk to you as well. You are really good. I mean, you always call on this session.
Thank you, sir. Sir, today I have two questions. Question one: how to start and how to build your network in LinkedIn?
Right.
And sir, other question: any other platforms except LinkedIn to build your network?
Other networks.
These are my two questions.
So I presume, I mean, this is regarding getting a job in the UK, yeah?
Yes, sir.
That would be the main purpose, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
To build your network for professional works.
Okay.
Like I'm going to do my MSc Civil Engineering. So that's
why. Okay. Got it. And any more question, Anuj?
No, sir. For today, these are my two questions.
Great. Thank you very much. Stay online. I'll answer your questions first because you call me. So thank you very much. Thanks for your call.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Right. Right, guys. Anuj, thank you very much. As always, you call me on this session all the time. So how to start and build up your LinkedIn? Sort of, the community there. So obviously it doesn't start like, like that. So you need to spend time and you need to see basically who's more active there. The best thing for finding a job there, you need to target the big companies. The big companies like, consultant contractors, and as said previously as well, you can search like, Google them, a top 100 consultant in the UK, or top 100 sort of contractors in the UK from the Google, and you target them on the LinkedIn. Follow them basically. So in the LinkedIn, you get the follow sort of, yeah, button there. You can follow them. That's where you get involved basically more and more. And whenever they identify any opportunity within those companies, you will get a notification as well on the LinkedIn. So that's the first thing. You need to identify the big companies, follow them, and that's where you get involved with their recruitment agencies. It's not agency, actually they got their recruitment teams actually, especially the big companies. They don't go direct to the agencies. They have their own recruitment teams as well, so they have dedicated staff to recruit people for specific companies. So you get involved directly with them and you can link them basically. That's the first way. The other way is basically the job section. Go into the job section. Obviously job section is primarily for yourself, so if you're looking for the job, and majority of the time there will be the agencies people, actually the recruitment agencies staff that will be involved in that section. So you can follow them as well there. So the more you get interaction with them, you apply for their job, and the more you get interface actually. That's how you can do. As said, it doesn't mean like, within a week or so, you will get a big sort of, yeah, interface with these recruitment agency. You will get notifications straight away. No, it takes time. So you need to keep repeat the same process basically. Get the basically get them, follow them whenever they advertise the job, and get involved basically. Ask the questions about them. Yeah, what are the requirements? What do you need actually? Do you need yeah, to sponsor? Is that a sponsor job? These sort of the question. Once you get involved with that, so all the time, they have their own spreadsheets and their own sort of logs there as well. Obviously if you show your interest, they know actually you are available there, and that's where you get basically built up your network there. So LinkedIn is very, very important, and it works as if, like the Facebook on in the UK, as a professional Facebook. So I would say, yeah, this is the tactics you should use actually. Big companies plus the recruitment agencies, which is through the job sort of portal, job sort of section. You can follow them and apply through them through job as well. The other platform actually, there's no as such, similar to LinkedIn, but obviously all the other platforms, I personally use like a CV Library, Total Jobs, Indeed.com, railwaypeople.com. Obviously this is more relevant to personally myself, railway people. Most like 90% jobs are railway related, so the railwaypeople.com is very good if you're interested in railway sort of side sector. That's where you can upload your CV there as well, and you can set up on all these platforms. You can set up the notification for yourself basically, what titles you are looking for, what title of jobs you are looking for, what sort of experience. So in the filter section you can filter them, and you get actually email. It depends whether you want the frequency of email, like daily, weekly, or monthly sort of email. So you can set them up on all those websites, and every time basically you get up in the morning, like if it's daily, so you will have an email there actually, these are the new jobs that's been advertised. You can see, filter through those jobs, the requirements. If that fits the bill basically what you want, then you can apply. That's personally, that's what I'm sharing actually. That's what I'm doing personally myself, to find my job as well. And exactly that's what I'm sharing basically. So it's that these are the main sort of, yeah, job portals which I personally use myself, and I've been really successful with these job portals basically so far. So use the same sort of way. With the time you built up your sort of, yeah, actually environment around yourself when you interface with the people, so they get to know yourself basically, you are interested in, and whenever the opportunities are there, and they get your get your offer basically. And trust me, it's not a rocket science. I do receive like, I mean, messages all the time on the LinkedIn. If there's of my interest, I just respond, yeah, this is my interest. Even, I mean, you get the response. I mean, if there's no interest, it's professional, I mean, just to respond in the way that, yeah, you, yeah, thank you very much for your sort of, yeah, your message or your email. At this moment of time, I'm not looking for, yeah, similar role. This is my requirement, this is what I'm looking for. If you have relevant opportunities, please get me in the loop. So this is the way actually I respond. Even if I'm not interested at this moment of time, I don't ignore them, because it just, yeah, breaks the link there. So you need to maintain that link as well. So if you get a message, if you're not interested, don't ignore them, just send them a courtesy sort of, yeah, response there, that, yeah, at this moment, yeah, this is what I'm looking for. Or, I mean, if you're already, yeah, working, just say, yeah, this is what, yeah, my future aspiration is this. If you go relevant sort of, yeah, job opportunities, this is what I'm looking for, so please keep me in the loop. So that's how you build the environment, and never lose the basically your content, your sort of links there. That's how I keep and maintain my links there. So I got, yeah, lots of basically messages all along actually, especially on the LinkedIn, and I keep my contact there. Even if I go, like, I mean, recently I have like the new contract, but it doesn't mean like I completely unlink all my sort of, yeah, contacts there. I don't do that. I still keep them on the board actually. When I get a message, I just say the same way, so keep them on the loop. Right, so let's get on where we were. It was Girish Kumar. How do you think the prospect, like highway design, brother? As I said, I mean, opportunities are there. Is just the way how you tackle them. How do you achieve them? How do you respond to the interview? Your CV needs to be at certain sort of level where you get the opportunity to be hired, to be and get for the interview. Basically, that's where you are. Opportunities are there, and how in the UK companies thought process, brother, that there's no discrimination as such. I mean, like, generally people ask me about, yeah, I'm from such and such country, and this is my age as well, whether I will get a chance, I mean, to work in the UK. So this comes actually under the discrimination law. They can't ask you about your sex, they can't ask you about your age, they can't ask you about your country. Obviously, country in a sense, like, you need to be eligible. I mean, from that sense, they can ask you, but it doesn't mean, like, I mean, if you're from certain country, they will negate you from hiring you because you are from that country. That comes under the discrimination law. So forget about, yeah, you're from India, you are from overseas. As long you fulfill the client requirement, whatever they're looking for, if you're fulfilling those requirements, doesn't matter whether you are British or you are overseas. I mean, you will get hired. So don't bring that into the picture, whether you are overseas, and because you're from overseas, you won't get a chance. And pandemic crisis, I would say pandemic crisis is literally gone. I mean, in the UK terms, that there's no sort of rules, nothing there, so we don't even wear masks now anymore. So it's a free ground now. So pandemics is literally gone, yeah, from a UK perspective, and the jobs are there. All the projects, that they are full booming now. So I hope this helps. Next question is from Tarun. Can you tell me what are the requirements for chartered engineer? Can you please be specific about chartership? How should I plan being as a young engineer? Right, very good question, Tarun. About specific about the chartership, brother. It's no, okay. Let's start from really scratch, right? Chartership, I would talk from ICE perspective, Institution of Civil Engineering perspective. IStruct, which is for the structure engineers, may slightly vary, but the process is exactly the same. Basically, what you need to get to that ultimate sort of, yeah, point there. But when you plan your chartership, so the first thing first is getting a job. I mean, that is the first point basically. Without a job, you can't go into the process, actually get involved with the process. So by that I mean, like, I mean, you need to have the experience, I mean, to proceed to the next stage. So the first thing, get a job. And the employer that will help you what stage. Obviously, if you are on training agreement stage, that they will get you involved with the ICA, and you will get into the training agreement stage, and you will have the mentor there. They will identify your mentor. You will go through the whole process. Basically, they will train you. The mentor will tell you exactly what are the different attributes. Attributes means there are certain sort of attributes you need to achieve basically before you take to the next sort of stage, into the chartership stage there. So there are 7 attributes. I mean, this is the latest actually in 2022. Actually, whoever appear for chartership, there will be 7 attributes. And for civil engineers, that cover the whole sort of picture. It covers the technical side, it covers environmental, health and safety, managerial, your personal sort of aspects there. So it covers you. It makes you a full-fledged engineer basically. So you need to have the experience of all those attributes before you get to the next stage. So once you have ticked off all these attributes, again, I mean, your mentor will be the one who will dictate you, and you are the one you need to identify. I have ticked off basically my technical attributes, ticked off my environmental attributes. I need some basically more experience in the health and safety. That's what you need to identify during the process. And whenever the opportunities are come basically within the country, within the company, they will brought you to those projects where you can experience those attributes. That's how the process works. The first stage is to tick off all your attributes. So once that's done, the next stage comes in, which is your project and experience reports. And that's where you will be at that stage. You'll be at the point where you have 4 or 5 years of your experience, and you will be literally working as a team leader, the least I would say. So you would have certain your engineers, your technician that will be work under yourself. You will be responsible for delivering a part of your project. For instance, I mean, if there is a bridge project, so you might be involved to the superstructure of that bridge. You will be involved with that one. So you will deliver that superstructure of that bridge. And you will have a team actually. So you will have the technician with yourself, you will have a checker, you will have the designer there. They will do the calculations. You will be obviously overseeing the whole team there. That's where you need to be the least at that stage, where you become basically at that stage you can appear for the chartership interview and the chartership exam. So that at that stage you would produce your experience and project report. And what those reports covers is actually that you have experienced that all the attributes you covered in the specific projects basically. So that's where I said, if you are a team leader, that means you are experiencing basically the whole life cycle of the project. And that starts from basically bidding. I mean, you bid for the project, so you involve commercially there. You involve with the technical side of it as well, like I mean, how you deliver, how you design. You also covers the interface with your client in the meeting as well. So you cover that management side as well, the leadership side as well. You also cover the health and safety. Obviously, you need to get involved at that stage with the contractor as well, how the design is going to be built on site. So you cover all the different attributes there. So you need to be at the least, I would say, at the lead, at the team leader stage. That's where you have the opportunity that you can write those experience report and you cover all the attributes. Once that stage is done, the next stage is about your exam. And the exam is actually a 1-day exam, and that covers two different parts. So the first part is your presentation, generally 15 minutes presentation. And presentation is generally based on your experience. Obviously, if you are a structure engineer, so you will present as if, I mean, you're a structure engineer. You can cover your bridge sort of project there in the presentation. You can just talk about how did you design the bridge, how did you consider the communication, the leadership qualities there, how did you manage the interface with different sort of parties, these sort of things. I mean, so that would be specific to your niche basically. Whatever, if you are environmental engineer, that would be specific specific to your own field. I mean, it doesn't mean that there'll be a random sort of subject there for yourself. It will be very specific to your own experience. I mean, that's where you get to the chartership, because they don't expect you, like, I mean, chartership, you are basically experiencing everything. Like, I mean, you cover basically competent in environmental, in water, in highways, in they don't expect you that. So we need to be specific to your field. And after the presentation, 15 minutes presentation, will be two actually reviewers. They generally sits basically next to yourself, and they will ask the question about the presentation, also about your experience reports. They will give you question answers there. And after that one, the next stage is about the essay writing. Again, essay writing is generally, I believe, is 2 hours or 3 hours sort of essay writing. But again, that would be two questions there. One question would be very specific to your own field. So it could be like, if you're a structural engineer, so that would be specific to your field. Actually, you write about specific, like a building project. I mean, write about the pros and cons of on the health and safety, like these sort of sort of question that can come. And the second question will be a generic one. So one will be very specific to your own field, and the second will be a generic. And that's where the exams actually is two parts. So the presentation and the essay writing, and everything actually, the results depend on those on that one day. Actually, if you perform well on that day, that means you are there. Actually, you're chartership, and you get the results basically via email, and you become a chartered member. So this is in a nutshell. I'll expand that in 5 minutes, but it takes years actually to complete the whole process. But once you get started with the process, brothers, so I'm sure, it's not hard at all. I've cleared mine like in the first attempt, and all it needs is your consistency. I mean, your time there. You need to be consistent to deliver basically what you are achieving. So your target goals, your post goal needs to be all the time. When you arrange a meeting with your mentor, you need to make sure you achieve those goals, and you bring actually you move your post goals to the next level. As long as you're doing that, I'm sure it's not hard at all. You can achieve that, and you will be at the next level actually once you achieve the chartership there. So Tarun, I hope, I mean, I've covered your question there. The next question is from Vicky Vlog. Hello sir, I'm Vignesh. Oh, you are Vignesh. Okay, I know Vignesh, and I'm going to do MSc Civil Engineering. I'm fresher too, and I need to know what are the opportunities in this course, and how should I prepare myself to get a graduate job? Brother, graduate job, first thing first, civil engineering. So make sure you complete your master degree in high grades. I generally say above 70% basically. So if you can do that, because I generally say the course content will be pretty much practical. What you're going to be taught about in the course, that will be like research based. So what you're going to research is based on the current industry standards there. So as long you have achieved 70% sort of above marks, that means you understood the whole culture there, the UK industry. Within 1 year, you should concentrate on that one. You need to get 70+% marks there. So that's the first stage. Once you get that, the next stage is actually your CV interview stage. And obviously, I mean, as a fresher, everything will be fresh in your mind, because you're just completing your masters. Obviously, the question will be pretty much similar what you studied actually in the course. So as long you cover those courses in high grades, that means you know the basics, you know the background, you know the basic what's required, I mean, to get into the industry. As long you achieve that one, the first stage, then interview will be straightforward. I generally say the mainly, I mean, you need to cover your soft skills as well as hard skills. Soft skills, like, I mean, your communication, how you communicate. I mean, sometimes I've seen people, they're really good, I mean, technically they're really good, but their communication is not as good. I mean, how you transfer, and especially at the interview stage, 100% your results is dependent on your interview, how you perform in the interview. So as long you convey that message, I mean, your technical abilities, your soft skill, hard skills at that stage, I mean, it's just 1 hour interview. If you ticked off that well and great basically that 1 hour, that mean you've done actually the job there. And that's where I mean, the people, the communication is really poor. Obviously they are technical, they are good, but obviously they can't communicate in the way where they should be. And that's where the soft skill comes along as well. You need to practice more and more. I struggle myself personally as well, and obviously, if I prepare for something, I do well wherever opportunities are there. I do a lot of practices there before I go into even into the meetings as well, like I mean the job meetings. I need to practice a bit basically what I need to say. Obviously the clients are always there, so you need to have a good impression that what you were saying, you understand the background, you know the background of the projects there. I mean, that's where you need to be. You need to understand the whole picture there, what you are trying to convey. So make sure you understand your audience there. I mean, what they are expecting from yourself. As long you do that, in terms of the job, as said, I mean, as a fresher, obviously once you complete your degree, everything will be fresh in your mind, and it will be easy actually to transfer that. As long you have achieved a good grades, that means you understand the background and you can transfer that to the client at the interview stage. That's the way. And in fact, yeah, that's the way how I got my first job as well. Actually, I was still studying actually at the time, and I was in the actually everything was fresh in my mind when they asked any question obviously that was relevant to my course, and I just ticked off at that stage, and that's where I got the job. And I'm sure if I can get it, you can get it as well. So it's not hard. Next question is from Rashid AP. Hi, sir. I'm planning to study MSc BIM. Okay. Can you please advise, is it good choice, and about job availability? Much appreciated, brother. Very good choice, I would say. If you're interested in BIM, generally, let me distinguish between the BIM and, like, I mean, the roles actually where the BIM sits actually as a BIM coordinator and BIM manager. So generally we would have the design team, right? So the design team would be like multidisciplinary. So there will be civil engineering, structural engineering, there will be architecture, there will be MEP, there will be PWay, sort of the track design. So there will be different design teams. BIM will be a specific separate team there. So what the BIM actually team would do is actually they will get all the different models from each disciplines, like I mean for structure, from civils, from architecture. They will have their own models that will be transferred to the BIM team. The BIM team would have their own sort of regime there, their own softwares. They will combine all the models in one federated model, and that's where it get transferred and basically discussed within the meetings and within the sort of pass on to the client. That's how actually the practical BIM works here in the industry. So as long you are interested in BIM, there's a huge opportunities. The future is BIM basically, and currently all the projects we are delivering, I mean, they are BIM compliant. Currently we are BIM level 2 actually, which is really the initial stages start, basically level 2. But now going forward, I'm sure that's going to get to the requirements will be level 3 and 4 actually in the future. So by the time you complete, I'm sure if you are expert in that, there's a huge opportunity there. It's currently, I should say, it's a new sort of niche there. There's a huge demand there. There's a big sort of opportunities around, and doesn't matter, I mean, whether you are in railway, in a highway, in whatever sector, all the different sectors, that they need the BIM actually at this stage, where we are actually. And going forward, that is the future actually. Make sure you actually keep update yourself, because there's lots of new softwares that comes along as well. And as long you keep up to date with the latest softwares, with the latest technology, that's where you will be in good hand actually. So it really is a good opportunity, and it's a good choice actually, I should say, BIM. As long you are interested in, I would say go for it. It's a great. Next question is from Sai MS. Scope for construction project manager, engineer. Brother, we are repeating the same thing. So uh, construction project managers is, again, yes, opportunities are there. It's part of civil engineering. But in terms of getting a job, it said, I mean, as long you get a good grade and you understand the basics, the theory from your course content, and you just deliver within the interview, that's where you're going to get the job. In terms of opportunities, there are huge potential there for civil engineers. So yeah, I would say concentrate on your skill set basically there. As long you have the basic skill set for the graduate jobs, I'm sure yeah, you can get a job there. The next question is GR. Is it, oh, we thank you so much for sharing the info. You as someone struggling to find my path in patient engineering. Thank you, brother. As long, I mean, you get the message there, GRZ11. That's great to know. Next question is Phase Tedkal. Can I apply job if I have 3 years of experience and I have done my own three projects of I don't know BLDG, building construction and planning of, and also designing, because I also given design of building. Brother, it doesn't matter whether you've done project yourself or you done project, you got experience with some companies. Simple, I will make it simple your life. I mean, as long you look at the opportunities available, and you look at, yeah, what the client needs from yourself. As long, I mean, you tick those boxes and you are competent, actually you say you're confident about your experience that you can deliver those sort of, yeah, whatever the client is looking for. That's it, actually you tick off the box and you can apply for those jobs. So there is no restriction as such. Basically, you got 3 years, 5 years, or 6 years experience, there's no restriction as such, you can still apply. But obviously for the job, I said, I mean, there are certain requirements, like not all the employer, they won't basically, they can't bring overseas, actually they are not on the what is called the skilled they can't sponsor, yeah, everyone basically. So you need to see basically if you are in that category, if you need basically the skilled worker visa, whether the client you are applying, whether they can sponsor you as well. That's the main hurdle, especially for the overseas. But otherwise, in terms of applying for the jobs, there's no restriction whether you go 3 years experience or 6 years experience. As long you fulfill the client requirement, you can apply for the job. Next question, Anuj. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. You're always, thank you, Anuj. Vlog, thank you so much. Oh, it's a thanks. So I think I'll cover. Oh, sorry, MS. What type of skills we need to improve to get construction project management job? Brother, construction project management jobs, I would say health and safety, because that's really really sort of, yeah, the big part of construction project managers. So you need to understand, yeah, what's required for the health and safety in a construction industry. And I will give you the website HSE hse.gov.uk. No, sorry, I'm confusing yourself. It's HSE website, I believe. Yeah, let me check while you are there. HSE. Yeah, it's HSE, Health and Safety Executive. So that's the website. Health Safety Executive. That's the UK legislation, the government sort of, yeah, whatever the latest health and safety. You can find actually the approved code of practice there as well, brother. And have a read through actually what's required. I mean, from yourself as a construction project manager. On a construction project manager, what are the risks, the mitigations you need to get in, basically you can to bring, yeah, to the picture. Also about the communication, that's really vital, because as a construction project manager, you will be involved with the subcontractor and you need to lead them, the subcontractors. That's where your responsibilities will be. Other part is your software. So software is like a program. You can practice the Primavera P6 is very important, because generally I would say 70% of the construction project managers that they use actually Primavera, as well as these spreadsheets as well, like, I mean, the Excel spreadsheets. So that's very important as well. So these are the few tactics you can try practicing them from now on. And I'm sure for the basics, if you know these, yeah, you are competent about these sort of, yeah, like softwares, health and safety, your communication, trust me, that will take you off basically in the job interview. So concentrate on these sort of skills. Muhammad Jawad, Salamun Aurora. Wa alaikum assalam, Aurora. I applied for a visa on 26th of July in Dubai, but still I didn't get any response. why it is delayed. What's your opinion, brother? 26th of July and it's 8th of August today. So let's see. It's not been, actually it's been 2 weeks, I should say. Obviously you don't consider the weekends actually, so the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, you need to take the weekends off. Generally I would say 3 to 4 weeks, I mean, it takes. So be patient, brother. So I would say next week or the following week you should wait for at least 2 weeks. You should get a response at 3 to 4 weeks is the standard sort of time requirement there, brother. So I'm sure you will get a response within so don't worry. It's 2 weeks. I'm sure you need to just be patient. um Sunday, Sundar, sir, how can you we apply civil engineering job as a fresher from India? Brother, simply from India, unfortunately, that's a no from my end, because no one is going to sponsor someone that would need basically the skilled worker. We generally call it skilled worker visa. Obviously as a fresher you don't have those skills, the practical skills actually they're looking for. So it, if you don't have those skills as a fresher, I don't think there will be anyone willing actually to sponsor you from overseas. So unfortunately for a fresher, there's no sort of chance. So the better chances are, I mean, to come as a student. I mean, if you wish, that's one side. The other sort of opportunity will be when you get a bit of experience actually back home, and you have the skills there, and then you can apply basically from there on. I mean, that would be the two different scenarios there. So unfortunately, it's a no there. Jawad Diramanana Merubani. Sai MS Sir is I'm planning for MS in construction project management. I have 4 colleges: Northumbria, GCU, USS, Harriet Wood. Which is the best? I mean, this brother, very common question, but actually I don't know specific about these 4 the universities, I should say. uh, I generally say actually, whatever whatever university providing you your course contents, obviously you are actually attending the course, the construction project management. You should know actually what you are studying there and what is your interest. As long they provide you those sort of content there, just go for that one. Doesn't matter, I mean, their ranking, I would say ignore the ranking. Obviously if even if it's a cheaper option there, a cheaper university, I would even go with that one, if they deliver your course content. So I would say personally I don't know exactly what they're delivering for your course there. I would advise you just have a look at the course content. As long you are happy with the course modules there, what they're providing you, that should be good enough for yourself basically to choose one from there. I think I've covered all the questions there. And brothers, thank you very much for your time. And as said previously as well, I mean, for those that need personal sort of interface, personal help, whether that's regarding career advice or personal sort of improving their career aspiration, finding a job personally. Like, I mean, these sessions going live all the time, but if you need personal sort of help, you can avail the opportunity. I generally add the link into the description of my video. You can be a Patreon member there. You can join them, and we can arrange a one-to-one session. So I generally have one-to-one session with different actually subscribers, and I'm very glad. I mean, there's really positive response from them as well actually. So it will be completely a one-to-one session if you join the gang there actually on the Patreon. It's completely up to yourself. If you want a personal level any help, so I can be available. We can arrange a one-to-one meeting. But otherwise, I mean, you can always write me a message actually in the video sort of messages there. I generally respond to your messages there as well, if it's just a simple question there, generic, so I can answer there. But with that note, thank you very much guys, and have a lovely weekend with your family and friends. So I hope to see you next week in the live session. Thank you.